We're going to learn lesson 10.6. This is going to be writing numbers into scientific notation. So we've already taken numbers from scientific notation and wrote them in standard form. In this lesson, you'll be learning how to write them in scientific notation. So there's two steps, and this is in your note-taking guide. In step one, you want to move the decimal point so that it is located to the right of the leading non-zero digit. So remember that the scientific notation has two parts. You have c times 10 to this integer n. So this c part is going to be this decimal number we're referring to. So we want it to be greater than 1 but less than 10. Then n is basically just going to be a count of the number of places we moved the decimal point, and it will be positive if our number was greater than or equal to 10, and it will be negative if our number was between 0 and 1 or it was less than 1. So that's going to be what we'll do. So let's take a look at a couple examples. From your textbook, Google purchased YouTube for, $1,650,000,000. So that's a very large number. And if we had to put that in our calculator, either the number of digits wouldn't fit, or we would lose track of all those digits for one because there's a lot of zeros there. So we want to look at where the decimal point resides naturally, okay, right here. And we will move that so that it will be right here to the right of the 1. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You keep all of the non-zero numbers, so 1.65. Then times 10. N is that integer, the number of places we moved the decimal point, and we moved it 9 places. It's positive because the value of this number is large. All right, so let's try some of those. So 50,000, it's a large number. The decimal point is right here. So to move it, I want to move it right here between the 5 and the 0, right? To the right of the first non-zero number. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I would write 5.0 times 10 to the positive 4. That positive 4 tells me that this number, the value of this number, is large. Okay, next one, we want to move the decimal point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that we have 2.5 times 10 to the 7th power. Again, that positive 7 is because this number was large. In number 3, we want to move the decimal point right here. So we're going to move it 1, 2, 6.83 times 10 squared. Now, what this does is actually keeps the value of the original number. And notice that all the exponents are positive because all of these numbers were greater than 10. Okay, so when we're writing smaller numbers, okay, it says in the 2004 Indonesian earthquake slowed the rotation of the earth, making the length of a day, woo, and that's a very small decimal number. It was that many seconds shorter. Write this number in scientific notation. So the decimal point we can see, and we want to put it right here between that 2 and the 6 because we want this decimal number right here to be greater than 1 but less than 10. So if we move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're moving it 6 places, but because our original number was a small number, we will use that negative 6 integer. So that's how we keep track of whether it's large or small. And again, it's just n is just counting the number of places, but it's positive for large numbers and in this case negative for small numbers. It gives us the value of the number. So we will try some of those. Again, you can see these decimal numbers are less than 1. So we want to move the decimal to the right of the 5. So we will do it 1, 2, 3 places. So 5, you can do 5, 5.0, won't matter, times 10, and here's where we show that it started out as a small number. We make that a negative 3. For number 5, we're going to move it right here between the two 3's. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 3.3 times 10 to the negative 7 power. And finally, right here between the 5 and the 0, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5.06 times 10 to the negative 4. Just in time for my next class to arrive.